That's not it. There it is. Mount Pulaski House. Built 1902. Okay. And here is the Mount Pulaski Courthouse. State Historic Site. There's some volunteers, it looks like, cleaning it up a little bit. I guess I was expecting a different sort of building than that. That's definitely just old style, kind of plain, but still pretty neat. I'm gonna pull over here, read the thing for you. Alright. It's gonna be a short visit though. Let's go check it out. Let's go check it out. Feels like a storm might be coming in. It was established in 1848. So Mount Pulaski Courthouse. Mount Pulaski served as the seat of Logan County from 1848 to 1853. The first county court was at Postville, now part of Lincoln, Illinois. This is sort of nearby. In 1848, Logan County voters approved the removal of the court from Mount Pulaski. Local citizens raised $2,700 toward the construction of this building. Among those attending court here were Abraham Lincoln, Stephen Douglas, Lyman Trumbull, and David Davis. In 1853, the county seat was moved by legislation to Lincoln. The Mount Pulaski Courthouse was then used as a schoolhouse, later as City Hall. Sorry about that. And finally, as the post office, the state of Illinois acquired the building in 1936. And the sign here is erected by Illinois Department of Conservation and the Illinois State Historical Society in 1979. There's some of the grounds. I'm trying to include people that don't know they're being filmed yet. Itself is in pretty decent shape. Taking care of it. That's President Lincoln's law practice before he was president. This exhibit made possible through a gift to the city of Mount Pulaski, Farmers Bank, DCPM Insurance, Mount Pulaski Pharmacy, standing for FLY, whatever that is, Phil and Jeannie Bertoni. And so, get to learn a bit about this here law practice. Lincoln illustrator Lloyd Ustendorf imagined this scene in connection with Mount Pulaski's cast iron tombstone case that Lincoln handled on appeal in the Illinois Supreme Court in Springfield, 1859. Two local residents separately sued Reuben Miller for fraudulently selling them rights to an iron tombstone patent that they later decided was frivolous and of no benefit to society. Judge David Davis rendered a verdict against Miller here in trial court. In Springfield, Lincoln succeeded in getting the Supreme Court to send the case back for retrial. The case dragged on for years, returning two more times to the Supreme Court. It was not finally resolved until after Lincoln became president. Miller ultimately lost. Fire destroyed most of the court records pertaining to attorney Abraham Lincoln's Mount Pulaski legal practice. The records perished when the recently completed Logan County Courthouse in Lincoln, Illinois, burned down in 1857. Most of what I've known of Lincoln's legal practice in Mount Pulaski comes from Illinois State Supreme Court records in Springfield, which usually include information about trial proceedings that transpired here in the courtroom before the cases were appealed. Two of Lincoln's more important local cases, in two of them, he opposed his former law partners, Stephen T. Logan and John Todd Stewart, when Mount Pulaski replaced Postville as the county seat. Postville land owners hired Logan and Stewart to recover the value of land they had donated to the county. Lincoln successfully defended the county by demonstrating that the Postville men had been fairly compensated. A few years later, when the new city of Lincoln became county seat, Mount Pulaski hired Lincoln's old partners and sued the county to prevent the change. Lincoln defended the county and won again. The horological cradle case, one of the stranger cases that attorney Abraham Lincoln handled in Mount Pulaski. At issue was a land swap for a patent on a mechanical cradle touted by Springfield newspapers as a wonder of the age that no mother should be without. Once wound up, the cradle rocked itself, freeing mothers to pursue other chores. Lincoln sued the local inventor on behalf of the local patent purchasers, who discovered that the patent covered only the cradle's ornamentation, not its mechanical design. Lincoln thoroughly enjoyed demonstrating the mechanics of a cradle to a courtroom of amused onlookers, but the contraption, reportedly confused Judge David Davis, who supposedly asked how one could stop it from rocking. It's like some of the glib talkers you and I know, Judge. It won't stop until it runs down. That's what Lincoln said. Women's rights. Horological cradle is self-rocking. Wow, that's kind of hard to read for me. Let's see if I can get closer. I'm gonna get closer so I can read it. I don't know if you'll be able to read it on here, but mothers have the right to all the blessings of the day, and amongst our scientific men, Alexander Edmonds has invented the self-rocking cradle, which forms a beautiful and ornamental piece of furniture for the parlor. It will be used more or less by all classes for its labor-saving quality. It's of easy construction. I'm not going to read all of that, honestly. Sorry. But it's all there if you want to zoom in and read the rest of it. Please feel free. Let's go see a little more of the grounds. That's a mower they use to mow the area. There's another sign here. I want to see that one. There's an old bell. I thought you might like that. There's an inscription there too. Let's start with this. Here's Logan County Courthouse. 1848 to 1855. In this building, during its use as a courthouse, Abraham Lincoln practiced law continuously as he traveled the circuit of the whole 8th Judicial District. The square upon which this building stands was dedicated to the public in 1836 by Jabez Capps, George W. Turley, Barton Robinson, and others, proprietors of the original town of Mount Pulaski, and this building was erected thereon in 1848 with funds contributed wholly by the pioneer settlers of Mount Pulaski and vicinity. It was erected by the Businessmen's Club. Doesn't say when. Let's check out the one at the bell here. A couple of flags over there. Probably another historical marker. Let's see, that's a pretty neat bell. Made in Cincinnati, Ohio, 1858. And look at the artwork on there. It's a pretty interesting bell, I think. Let's see, cast by C.W. Coffin. Okay. The Buckeye Bell Foundry. Okay, cool. Oh, this is the first school bell for the town. Okay. I'm not going to read all that. I'm just going to have it where you can look at it. You can pause if you want to read more of it. Ooh, a gazebo. And while I'm going, ooh,